I'm now going to pass over to Craig Smith of CRS Editorial, who holds our proofreading seat for this week's Insight.
Thank you very much, Tony. Right, I just wanted to talk about something a little bit different today. So previously I have covered about the power of words as an editor, proofreader and copywriter, but I thought today we'd do something a little different. So can you just give me a little thumbs up if you can see that? Lovely, thank you. So yes, for today's Insight, I thought we would go back to my youth. It does feel a very long time ago at times, but these formative years, as with us all, puts me where I am today. And yeah, I just want to give a quick overview of kind of the early times. Now, I will warn you, there are some embarrassing photos in here. And when my mum dug around and found a couple, I did get a bit embarrassed, but you can't see me now, so you're looking at the screen instead, so that's fine. But why just have one when you can have loads, hey? So here we go. This light-hearted look back at the past is a snapshot of who I was and who I am. Still believing at times I'm just this little lad from Pudsey, yes, the home of the world-famous Pudsey Bear, in Leeds, who just loves to have fun. Those who know me know that I love sport. I may have mentioned it a few times on this meeting with the work that I've done throughout my career as well, but there's more on that in my next Insight next month. For now, it's just a little trip down memory lane in pictures. So this slide, as you can see, I was a bit of a petrol head, and this comes from my dad. He loves motorsport, and it didn't take him long at all to pass on his love of motorsport onto me. The two pictures you see on the right are of me and my older brother at some motor racing events. As for the venues, I'm not sure at all. It was many, many moons ago. I've no idea what I am looking at in the top picture. I'm the one on the left with the cheesy grin, if you were wondering. And I've no idea what I was pointing at in the bottom picture. What I do know, though, is how nice that Sierra Cosworth touring car was, both back in the day and still nowadays, if you're interested in cars. I hope you agree. The picture on the left is likely from Alton Park in Cheshire, in northwest England, a place my dad often frequented and where I loved to go with him as well. I still do to this day. The last time I went there, I randomly ended up running around the track as part of a 10K. But I should add, it was an organised event, and I wasn't dodging racing cars, thankfully. Now, snooker loopy, I am, and we still are. So again, this is me and my brother. Check out the snazzy dress sense and the dodgy haircuts too. You got to love the 80s. This is me and my brother Lee, as I mentioned, seemingly being all sportsmanlike ahead of a game. Again, I don't really remember this, but thinking back to a memory I do recall, it took me a while to feel all sportsmanlike towards him in later years, when he beat me on a black ball game to reach the final of a Yorkshire Championship at our local snooker club. I didn't talk to him for quite a few weeks, I must admit. I'm not as petulant now, don't worry. I do, however, remember this, the feeling of having won my first snooker trophy. Oh, the elation. I mean, I do look quite a smug git on this, I must admit, so apologies for that. Least said about the cardigan, the better, I think. I think I might have to take this up with my mum the next time I see her, because this is absolutely hideous. Snooker has been a big part of my life since I was about 8 or 9. I joined a club, learned how to play, met some fantastic people, some of whom I still call mates to this day. In fact, one of them who I met playing snooker is one of my oldest pals, should I say, and we regularly go to tournaments to watch as well. Unfortunately, not to play though. Right, just hitting fast forward here and another cheesy grin. This is around about year 10 at high school. This, I suppose, embarrassing official school picture. It was from fun times. Nothing was quite as much fun though as the sixth form. I don't know whether you guys concur with that. In my experience, actually, when I went to school, I got to play darts and pool in the sixth form lounge whilst on the premises. I mean, you know, it's great fun. And then you get to leave the grounds to go to Thurston's, as it was then, pre-Greg's days, at dinner time because you can supposedly be trusted to come back. School for me was on the whole relatively enjoyable. I'm still in touch with a group of friends from school to this day, which I guess is nice. It was at secondary school that I really nailed my colours to the mast, like in English and media studies, which has really helped formulate the career I've gone into. I wrote for local papers and went on the school radio station. These kind of things became kind of the norm from around about year 10 onwards. Now, these last few pictures, they're treasured memories to me. Firstly, my family. I'm very family orientated. It means the world to me, does family. The picture on the left is me, my brother, mum, dad, grandma, and granddad about to embark on a holiday. My grandma, yeah, she just seemed to have been around forever, and I must admit, losing her a couple of years ago, yeah, it's tough. I do miss her dearly. This particular photo is special to me because my granddad was the one who introduced me to my football club, Tottenham Hotspur. From the age of about 6-ish, he pretty much brainwashed me, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Makes for some interesting conversations nowadays with my friends who are mostly Leeds fans. He also, my granddad, on a visit to Blackpool whilst I was still in the pushchair as a toddler, he bought me a small toy. I'm now 44, but having recently discovered this at my mum and dad's house, I now have it here at home with me. And I've just realised I've done myself a disservice. I'm not 44, I'm 43. I can do words, not add up and do numbers. Hey, never mind. Anyway, Boosie is the name I gave to this little fella. Don't ask me why. I'm told it just came out of my mouth and that's his name. So he has a very floppy arm, but he is circa 40 years old. And that's it. But here he is, if you wanted to see him. I've still got him to this day. I found him in my mum and dad's loft and is a little treasured soul. Yeah, thanks very much for listening. And as I say, got a very floppy arm. It will one day come off. Thank you.